in Canada for a long time. What is your message to them tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for the moment, you know, to get the first ever goal in the World Cup for Canada. Yeah, for me, it's just I keep dreaming, keep believing, and I keep pushing. You know, yeah, like I said before, the next game we have to get 3 points.
Thank you, Alfonso. Thank you.
Well, they're a good team with a very, very good player in it in Alfonso Davies. Scored the goal just after a minute tonight, Davies, to set up what looked like it was going to be a potential shot for Canada. It didn't work out. So they will not be progressing through to the knockout stage, Canada, but one of the other teams in Group F potentially will be Morocco, Croatia and Belgium, all still within a shout of going in to the round of 16. Let's get some more reaction from the Canada camp. Here's their coach, John Herdman.
John, how proud are you of your team? Just days after a disappointing loss to Belgium, they came back and they pushed the World Cup runners-up. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pride in that performance. I thought, you know, in moments they showed they could compete on the world stage. You know, to see us score our first goal and have that moment with the fans, knowing that people back home, east to west, were celebrating somewhere. It was a great moment. And when they scored that second goal, I thought that was it was a turning point, because we had to come out after the game. And this team are absolute killers in transition. This is a team that, when you give them that little inch, they'll take a yard. But, you know, proud. We fought till the end. I thought we had good chances. And, you know, there was a little bit of luck in some of their goals. And I thought we could have had a goal, another one.
Tajon Buchanan to Alfonso Davies will live in the memories of Canadians for a very long time. There are still firsts this team can achieve. The first point, the first win. What will your message be to your team before Morocco?
I think exactly that. It's just next task. I mean, we came here tonight, the fans have been brilliant, and we've got it all to play for in this next game. I mean, you know, we wanted to be that team that could progress out of a group stage, but now, you know, we're focusing on being that team that gets the first result and hopefully the first win for this country.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, that has to be the aim for Canada now in their final group game. Aim on getting that first ever World Cup win, then they can focus on 2026 when they will co-host the tournament. And will those Croatian supporters be heading to 2026 with a World Cup trophy? Well, the way they played tonight, you would back them to have a fair old run in the competition again this year, just as they did in 2018, because having started with that 0-0 draw against Morocco and one or two questions perhaps over how far they could go, whether they were still the same Croatian team, the old guard tonight showed that they know how to march on together, despite the fact they were behind so early in this game. The first ever goal for Canada in a World Cup, scored by Alfonso Davies, just 68 seconds in at the Khalifa International Stadium, and that truly stunned Croatia. I think it stunned most of the stadium, to be honest. That ball from Buchanan is a real treat from the right-hand side. And having missed the penalty against Belgium, there couldn't really have been a more appropriate goal scorer for Canada in this 2022 FIFA World Cup than Alfonso Davies. Croatia grew into the game after that, and by the end of the first half, they had a really firm grip on it. That was their equaliser from Andrej Kramaric, the first of two that he scored on the night, 9 minutes before half-time. Enjoy the pass by Perisic as well, which was disguised, and it really is a clever and classy finish from Andrej Kramaric, who had one of his best ever games, I think it's fair to say, in a Croatian shirt tonight. That made it 1-1, and just a minute before half-time, Croatia went ahead. Juranovic, with the rangy run, carrying the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. Got a bit of luck that it came back to him again, but he had the presence of mind to pop it in the path of Marco Livaja, and the finish was precise from Livaja. A couple of touches just to get the ball out of his feet, and then swept low into the bottom corner. And a big goal for Croatia, who were dominant at that stage and took that 2-1 lead into half-time. They nearly had a third right at the start of the second half as well. Modric with the 1-2, the pullback for Kramaric, and the sensational save from Bojan. And really, when you think Kramaric went on to score two, that could have been a goal that helped him on his way to his hat-trick tonight. That was a big save from the Canada goalkeeper. And they still had their moments as well, the Canadians. Jonathan David collecting this ball from Buchanan. That first time shot, athletically tipped away by the goalkeeper Lavakovic. Just didn't quite have the bend on it, really, to cause a major issue for the Croatian goalkeeper. But Zlatko Dalic's team always looked a threat. And with the quality of Perisic delivering balls like that, and then the touch and the finish from Kramaric, it was all too much for Canada to handle. Second of the game for Andre Kramaric, the Hoffenheim striker. And only the second Croatian player to score 2 goals in a World Cup game before, along with Mario Mandzukic. And that aesthetically was lovely to see. And as Canada thrusted bodies forward and legs got a little tired, Kamal Miller, their centre-half, got himself into a mess. Mislav Orsic could have scored it himself, but instead teed it up for Lovro Majer. Some really unselfish play by the 2 Croatian substitutes. It was Miller who was never going to be able to canter back to stop that. On the night where Croatia really flexed their muscles. So the supporters still making their way out of the stadium here. Many of the Croatian fans dreaming of what might be in 2022 for them.